You have a lot to say on some of those FANG stocks and what's going on here with the market. So let's start with the macro picture here, Yussef. What are your thoughts on what we're seeing? I mean, we had 2 days of selling, a lot of pressure led by energy. Today, a bounce back where we see all 11 sectors higher. So are we range bound? Do we see a possibility for a recovery?
I think you do see a possibility for a recovery by the end of the year, but it's going to take a little while. Anybody who tells you that they know what's going to happen tomorrow or the next day or anytime over the next couple of months, they really don't know, right? Reality of the matter is the virus is changing. The situation is really fluid. And so we're trying to deal with what we do know. And what we do know and what we think we know is that you've got a company like your bank stocks, which are going to be here and doing better than they were last year when you talk about them next year, right? Looking out at 2021
right.
and beyond.
Yeah. So when we look at 2021 and beyond, while we may be wearing face masks, tell me about some of these FANG stocks, because there's a lot of chatter that many of these tech or sort of social media or stay-at-home stocks have all been beaten down, and there's opportunity to be taken here now. Do you agree that there's opportunity? If so, where?
There are opportunities to try to buy in. Any sort of deficiency in some of these names, I think, are opportunities to buy in. And the reason is there's kind of two ways to look at it. One, these technology stocks are actually more defensive than a lot of people think. During the downturn, they're going to continue to have cash flow, and any sort of pickup they get from the downturn, right? People talk about more people going to the cloud. These are pull forwards from future revenues, but they're durable, right? These are just accelerations of trends that are going to continue into the future. This is not a steal that it's going to result in weaker quarters in 2021.
So talk to me about some of the specifics. So when you look at names like Amazon, Apple, Facebook, do you lean towards some over the others, and why?
Sure. So I think Amazon is the one that I think most people have picked up on so far and are and really like as a COVID play, right? And it's because people are building durable habits. This enforced quarantine is making people shop from home, and when this is over, people are going to keep on shopping from home. If they're going to keep on shopping from home, then Amazon has kind of built a new durable advantage over the rest of the retail space. Similarly, if you look at somebody like Google or where they're doing advertising revenue for Facebook, for example, people are going to look at them and say, okay, downturn, people are going to do less advertising, right? But the only way to protect your market share from somebody like Amazon in a downturn is to advertise. And unlike previous downturns, you can't go out and put this on billboards. You can't put your advertisements on the back of the diner menu. That's not something you can do anymore. The only place you can reach people is through the internet. That's Google, that's Facebook, that's now increasingly Amazon. Right? And so these are durable habits that people are going to continue to use if they see them to be effective.
Right. So you say admit what you don't know. And, you take a look at these other things that seem a little more obvious, right? So the question now, I look at like Disney and things like that. First of all, we don't see theme parks. We're not seeing movies anytime soon, maybe streaming.
Right.
But what is it that we do know, and the timing of investing in this market? How do you propose we do it?
Sure. So when I say that you have to be aware of what you don't know, when people say go buy the dip on airline stocks, on hotel stocks, on energy names, they're going to make money, the companies that make it through. And you probably should have some portion of your investments in names in those sectors. But expecting that they're going to be back to normal business in 2 months or 3 months or 4 months, you really have no idea when they're going to be back to business as usual. And some of people staying away from things like cruises could be a durable phenomenon that could take years to pick back up. And if it's going to take years, it's going to be difficult to see those investments outperforming. So when I say you don't know, admit what you don't know. Admit that we don't know when those guys are going to come back, and that those are high risk things. Whereas on the other hand, we know that people are still buying operating systems from Microsoft. People are still shopping. People are still advertising. And so stick to those kinds of, your FANG names really are where you're seeing continued investment, right, for the future. It's investment. It's not gambling. It's not speculation. That their businesses are still performing.
Right. Yussef Gheriani, great to see you. Thank you so much. Operations Associate,
My pleasure.
IHT Wealth Management. Thanks, Yussef.